Hey guys, I'm a little bit behind in getting through all of my book reviews, but I'm starting to get caught up. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be giving you guys some good book reviews. So the first one I'm going to start with is actually Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So I'm going to go through what I liked about this book and a little tidbit on what I've learned and share it with you so that you can consider adding it to your library. All right. So this book, fun book. It's a really easy read. It's 200-ish pages and full of very personal stories from the author, who is Mark Manson. He's super easy to read. It's so personalized and so human throughout the book. He touches on quite a bit of the dirt within his own life as he explains how he comes to some of the theories that he has come to throughout this book. He'd probably hate to have it called a self-help book, but it very much ends up in that category, just in a very new age way. So what I liked about it is that it really preaches accountability to yourself. It is a book about things like your problems in your life should be owned by you and embraced because they are what makes you a better person. And when you start to grasp that problems are just a part of you and make you better, you actually start to handle them better and grow and become more successful. So the book, to me, in a lot of ways, is kind of about accountability, about finding happiness, but at the same time understanding that happiness in itself is not existent all the time. And it's completely the opposite effect. It has completely the opposite effect for you to try to achieve happiness all the time. You're only making your life worse. So full of so many things that you want to sit down and write down, because like every page you're like, ooh, that's thought-provoking. I need to sit on that for a little bit. So my suggestion when reading this book is to literally do just that. Have a pad of paper with you so that you can write down strong points and look back on them. The second thing is read it in small chunks, because it really should be embraced in bits and pieces, because there is so much in a little tiny book. I also highly recommend following Mark on Facebook. He is such a regular poster of super good points from his book that will help you each day. It seems like all of a sudden you're seeing a bunch of crap on Facebook and he's seeing crap on Facebook, and then he gives you a post from within his book that helps you that day. So very relevant. So honestly, fantastic book. I wish I'd read it when I was 18. I would have been a better person and smarter at that age if I had. If you have teenagers, I would suggest you get them to read it. Touching on the headline a bit, I realize, as I look at it, that people might think, well, what does that have to do with this headline? It is throughout the book about learning not to care so much about some stuff. And one of the best references I can remember, and I can't remember if it's in this book or if it's actually on one of his posts on Facebook, but was a reference to old people. And why is it that an old man can stand at the grocery counter line, lay out a fart, and not care? Because they've lived their life, they've learned that at the end and that stage of their life, it really doesn't matter. So it's about learning to place your, as he calls it, fucks where they matter. And a lot of the time when we're young, we put those importances on things that really are wasted energy. So that plays out throughout the book, and there's a lot more on that throughout this. He also has a second book I haven't read, so you can look forward to that probably being in my books for this year. And for those of you that don't know, I'm supposed to read 12 books. That's my goal this year, and my goal is also to review them with you on here. It's what we do. We read in between time of gardening and other things, and I love to share the books, one, for accountability, and two, because there are some good books out there. The world needs to read more. Read a lot less Facebook headlines, although you could read his, they're good, but read a lot less Facebook headlines and read a lot more books. Is way better for us all. Okay, so that's it. That's my book review of The Subtle Art of Giving a Fuck from Mark Manson. And yeah, the usual. Be friendly, be kind.